Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Leo, I'm so sorry. I was just very distracted. That was actually the third time I tried that opening, and then the birds started chirping. And instead of Leo, I wanted to say Libra, and like all this stuff was happening. And then your spirit guides came in, and I was like, okay, we're just going to accept that this might be a slightly chaotic reading. I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using 2 decks for your reading today. The first one will be from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle deck. And for the tarot portion of the reading, the Princess Bride Tarot. Cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Okay, like 10 cards came out. I'm not taking 10 cards. Just 1 card, please. Maybe this is just how you're feeling. You're feeling a little like chaotic. I don't know. Okay, we got one. Number 4 of the major arcana, relating to the major arcana, which is the Emperor energy, Aries. The Emperor, the power of all 4 kings of the tarot. The ultimate divine masculine. The person who is large and in charge and runs an empire. And you got the web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. The web weaver. I think this alludes to the fact that you know, or the Leos I'm talking to, you know that there is a higher plan, a blueprint, a map that is laid before you. You're standing above it. You can see it. You can see things very clearly. And it's almost like your material world self is trying to catch up to it. Like it's almost like you have yourself in the 3D and you have your soul in the 5D, but then somewhere in the 4D you can kind of conceive of the master plan laid out for your life. That you can adjust and situate to however you need it to be, to learn your greatest lessons, to have your greatest up-levelings, to create your spiritual abundance and connection. But but your earth self is almost like one step behind. There is some kind of commotion outside. Your reading feels very chaotic. I know things feel very calm, but like within me and like even in the environment outside feels very chaotic. So it's almost like saying that something feels like it's being derailed for you right now. That's the only way I can describe it. Like there's been a plan the whole time. There's been a plan. What happened to the plan? And obviously everything is in divine timing, and yes, there's a plan, but the derailing is part of the plan. And your 3D self cannot stand it. And Spirit is kind of trying to remind you, you are the web weaver. that if things are kind of going off the rails, it's important to, with love, right? I'm just channeling the message here. It's important to see what your part was. What part did you play? What part did you play in finding yourself in this scenario, in the here and now? And thank you, Spirit. It feels like kind of a hard message. But if you know you got yourself here, then you know you can get yourself somewhere else. Because you're the web weaver, right? Feels true. Feels right when I said it. I just got a text message. There are only 2 people who can break through my do not disturb, and one of them is my sister. So you might have a sister, sibling that is very close to you, trying to communicate something about this situation that you find yourself in. Maybe they have already communicated something to you. Maybe you're kind of putting them on the back burner or leaving them on red for a little bit. Take that as it resonates. That's just an aside. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, future, and at the end I'll pull a card of advice from Spirit. I'm only taking uprights in this reading. This is for Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. You got a lot of similar cards to Aries, like 3 similar cards to the Aries reading. You might be dealing with an Aries or have prominent placements in your chart, so you might want to watch that reading. In the past energy, we have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is an interesting card because it talks about protecting what we hold dear, protecting what we worked so hard for, keeping it safe, keeping it contained, Spirit just said. That's an interesting way to put that, keeping it contained. Whenever we use that terminology with, let's say we're using that terminology with information, we got to contain it, right? It's like we got to protect it, maybe keep it from the public. We have to contain the situation because it's kind of riding off the rails. So there could be something in your past energy where you had to move very cautiously. Spirit said the word judiciously. Like judicious. Adjudicate. Something legal? Queen of Swords. To clarify, something having to do with the truth. Exposing the truth, especially in this scene. I hope that you've all watched The Princess Bride. If you haven't, it's okay. But I'm using this deck because I get so much from it. It's brand new to me, but I'm getting so much from it because I know the film so intimately. So it's like I have not only the channeling from Spirit, but I also have their ability to reference that film. She's standing up to this character in this card, not knowing. She's trying to get at the truth of who he is, what he is, why he's there, why he's trying to save her, why he's also being a jerk at the same time. It's her lover in disguise, and she doesn't recognize him. Thank you, Spirit. She's she's trying to get at the truth. So this could have to do, if there's something, have adjudication. I mean, I don't know if you're going through some kind of separation or divorce or therapy. It doesn't have to be divorce. It doesn't have to be that extreme. But maybe you're just, or maybe you're just trying to communicate better. There's like a little bit of confrontational energy here. It could be with a friend. And you're just, the Queen of Swords is, I don't know what is happening outside, but it's distracting. It's almost like whoever you're talking to, they're cutting you off. They're cutting you off. They're like not respecting what you're trying to say. They're not hearing you. Something about that. Let me get a clarifier. This is in the past energy. This is for Leo. 2 cards came out. The Knight of Wands and the 7 of Goblets. See here again, there's confrontation. And maybe, you know what it feels like? It feels like intervention. This could be with children. It feels like intervention. Now, could have to do with substance abuse. 7 of Cups, 7 of Goblets usually talks about being spoiled for choice. Too many options. Where do we even start? But of all the cups, I noticed that one first. So that's why I was saying there could be like a substance abuse, or simply just massive confusion, being torn in different directions, and Knight of Wands coming in saying, "Come on, what is it that you want? Like, just tell me, just let me know." But the Knight of Wands is very spontaneous, flies by the seat of their pants. Could be somebody I could see who's interrupting you. Like, this is the kind of person that would interrupt the Knight of Wands. Thank you, Spirit. You're getting a lot of confirmations from these honking horns, and I don't take anything for granted. If you've been watching me for a minute, that anytime I hear car honking or I see trucks pass by under my window that have things on the side, or my cat starts meowing, or something that happens in the room, my candles go out, everything, it comes into play in the space of your reading. So take it as it resonates. This is the past energy. I feel like there was some confronting going on. Maybe you were the one confronting. But I kind of see Buttercup, the character Buttercup. I see her as from your point of view. Wanting the truth, demanding the truth, confronting somebody, because you're just trying to protect yourself. You're trying to protect something that is important to you. In the present energies, another 7 of Florins, 7 of Pentacles. This is the card of kind of looking at what we've invested in and questioning whether or not we want to keep going, we want to keep investing, we're still interested, are we bored? Is it working out for us? Should we cut our losses? Because in this scene, the princess, you can see here on a horse, she flees a kidnapping situation. And, it's a matter of, should we cut our losses? Should we keep going? And I feel like in the present moment, you're at that point about this situation in the past. Should we keep going with this? Is it worth it? I've already invested so much. I gotta tell you something really weird that just happened. So back here, so you can see the picture, a big picture I have of the heron. And this is actually kind of like a corner shelf unit that I have my plants on or whatever. And for just a split moment, like a almost like glitch in the Matrix, I saw the edge of that picture coincide with the edge of this shelf, and it felt like a door was opening behind me, and it like caught me off guard for a split second. It's a wall behind me, but my mind saw it as like a door cracking open, and it caught me off guard. I don't know what that means, but I feel like I needed to mention that to you, because it's the next card out, the King of Swords, Gemini energy. So King of Swords is, well, we have a queen and king, so this is a divine couple on the board. Could just talk about divine masculine and feminine energy. Your masculine energy coming out now, whereas your feminine energy came out before. But you can see the perspective on the King of Swords. We're looking at him from behind, as if we've cracked that door open to see what's happening. What is he doing? It appears that the King of Swords is writing a letter. This could be you writing a letter, an email, some kind of correspondence. It could be reading some correspondence that is causing you to question your future steps. The thing about the King of Swords, he's very discerning. He's very, very smart. It's like top of the class, number one in the class. He's an authority figure. He's a learned person, an educated person. He knows what he's talking about. So this is your energy in the present tense. It's like, once you make your mind up about something, that's pretty much how it's going to be. But it's just about you kind of coming to that decision right now. It's hard though, right? It's so hard to cut our losses after we've invested 7 whole pentacles. That's a lot of pentacles in the tarot. Like, it sucks to have to give something up. After we've put so much of our blood, sweat, and tears into it, right? But you're asking yourself, should you cut your losses? But you have confidence, like that you're going to make the right decision, because the King of Swords doesn't show up just willy-nilly. King of Swords shows up when there's a lot of strategy coming into play, rational thinking, logical thinking. So you're getting all your ducks in a row. Can I have a clarifier for the present energy for Leo? What is this King of Swords contemplating right now? 9 of Wands. Yeah, this is another way of looking at how do we remain resilient. We've been really gone through the gauntlet here. We've struggled. We're barely holding it all together. We're barely holding it all together. But we're still gonna fight the good fight. That's what the 9 of Wands card is all about. So I dare say that because of that clarifying card, there's some part of you that wants to keep going. Spirit just showed me, gave me the example of getting an extension on your taxes. Like in the United States, if you are late on paying your taxes, which comes around every time at the same year, everybody, April 15th, come on. If you're somehow find yourself late in paying your taxes for whatever reason, you can file for an extension, an exception, but you have to do it legally. so you don't incur penalty. And I don't know why. I don't know if this probably has nothing to do with your taxes, but it's just the example of asking for an extension, asking for more time. It's like, I want to follow through on something. It matters to me. But I might have to take a detour in my plans because something happened that I wasn't anticipating. And so by asking for this exception, I can go back to the drawing board and reconfigure my plan. Reweave the web. And maybe you're asking Spirit for the extension. Just a little more time, Spirit. Just give me 1 more month, 1 more year. I know I can do it. I just need a little bit more time. Take it as it resonates. In the future potential, 2 of Florins, 2 of Pentacles. Juggling a lot, but it's kind of a little like your attention is being diverted, right? You've got a lot of balls up in the air and you're just having to kind of keep track of everything, and it can be a little mundane. And Spirit just said, that's interesting, because if we're juggling a lot, it seems like, oh, well, we'd never be bored. But if juggling a lot is your standard, then you would be bored. I feel there's a sense of boredom. I feel a sense of like, I've already done this, been there, done that. Can we please elevate to something else? And it's clarified by the Page of Goblets. So it's just like, you can elevate to something else, Leo. But what are you imagining? Where is your creativity? That dreamy spirit where you can concoct anything, imagine anything, but what is it? You could be problem solving in your dreams. You could be lucid dreaming. Can you get a clarifier for the future potential? Ace of Swords. Oh yeah, you are definitely... Okay, so Ace of Swords talks about epiphanies, breakthroughs. Aces always bring new from Spirit. So Spirit is going to give you some downloads on how to kind of get yourself out of a sticky situation. It's going to involve some creativity, but it's also going to involve a lot of strategy. This is representative of a very famous sword duel. Classic. So entertaining. Man, I love this movie so much. But it's a battle of equals in a way. Yes, one of them is the victor, but these are 2 men who are very much equals in their skill. Thank you, Spirit. It's like you're approaching a level of refinement in the web that you're weaving. You had to go through some hiccups where you had to, I think, ask some very hard questions. And you're asking for grace. And now, in the future potential, you're going to come up with a new plan that's even better than before. What's the advice from Spirit? This is for Leo. What's the advice from Spirit? Nine of Swords. I almost said 8 of Swords, but then I looked at it and I was like, no, that's a 9. 9 of Swords. Look, sleepless nights. The advice here is you can only do but so much. And some of it is just left up to its own devices to spirit, to the universe. Control only up to a certain point, and then release and have faith. Like, there's only so much you can do. Like, I have a couple people I work with that are, you know, looking for promotions and up-leveling, applying to new jobs and things like that. And there's anxiety, of course. We're always going to have anxiety when we apply to a new job. But I've been telling them, just like, do your level best. From the cover letter, to the resume, to your interview, to your intention and your manifestation. And then you got to let it go, because ultimately it's in someone else's hands, but it doesn't mean it has to affect you to the point where you're losing sleep over it. Because if you're losing sleep over it and you're worried about it, you're actually blocking your blessing, right? So, like, breathe and know that you did your best. I mean, make sure that you did your best, though. But know that you did your best and keep it moving. And your blessings will come in, cause and effect. That's your reading, Leo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Leo.